everybody, I'm Jay with BELDON Roofing, and today we're going to talk about 4 different ways that you can find the best roofer near you. So the first one, and this is why I put it first always, is going to be referrals. There's nothing more tried and true than asking a family member, a friend, or even, you can even ask your neighbor next door, because what they're going to do is they're always going to give you, 1, an honest opinion, but 2, they always give you the bigger picture. They're always going to give you the good, the bad, the ugly, and more importantly, they're going to tell you who they think you should call, but more importantly, who they think you shouldn't call. So that's why I put that one first. That's always kind of the best method when it comes to finding a good roofer near you. The second one is, it's 2023. We're in a very high technology age. So you can always go to the internet. That one, the internet, it has endless possibilities, endless, options and platforms. You can pretty much find anything that you need to know about any roofing company before you even pick up the phone and call them. You'll be able to see, they'll lay out everything on their company website. You can also look at, there's Google reviews. There's pretty much, it's endless, like I said. So that's another way that you can pretty much be certain that you're kind of picking up the phone and calling the right roofers to come out and give you estimates. The third one is going to be credentials. So we're in San Antonio. It's a very interesting situation when it comes to credentials. One thing that you always want to be focused on, especially when you're picking a roofer, somebody that's going to be touching your home, is you want to make sure they're licensed. So I'm not sure if y'all knew, but it's actually way harder to be a barber in San Antonio than it is to be a person that does your roof. You don't even need a license to do your roof in San Antonio, but you need a couple of different licenses and schooling and all these other practicum things to come be a barber in San Antonio. So you always want to focus on stuff like that. You want to make sure that a roofer is licensed, and more importantly too, you want to make sure that they're insured. That's something that gets kind of not brought up all the time whenever roofers are meeting with you, and it's because insurance is so expensive in San Antonio. So you want to make sure they're licensed, you want to make sure they're insured, and what that's going to do is that's going to make sure that your job just overall goes smoothly. If they're licensed and they're insured, you vetted them on the internet, you asked Sally the neighbor if they're a trusted company, you're pretty much going down the right path now to finding a good roofer. And the last one, which is last but not least, is going to be warranties. So a lot of times homeowners ask me different questions, for example, like picking roofers or who do we know, who have we worked for before, but a lot of times I notice homeowners get hung up on asking questions about the project itself. What's going to happen before, what's going to happen during, but that's pretty much where it ends. For us, what we like to know, or what we like to bring up to customers is warranties should be, just as important as any of those other questions. You should be asking, most importantly for peace of mind, is let's say the roofers come out and do your job. Everything seems like it went smoothly, but let's say 2 years from now you have a leak in your house. You have a 2-year-old roof. Obviously something's going wrong. It should not be leaking. So you want to call that roofer back out, and then now you didn't even realize they either went out of business, or going back to warranties, that leak is actually something that was not even covered, and that's something that you could have known way beforehand had you just asked before signing up or moving forward with any roofer, hey, what are your warranties? So like I said, last but not least, you always want to ask about warranties when it comes to picking the right roofer, because all 4 of those combined, I can guarantee you're most likely going to be in a pretty good spot to have a very smooth sailing roofing project. So if you're ready to have a free estimate, or we always recommend getting your roof inspected at least once a year. If you haven't had your free inspection yet, feel free to give BELDON a call. We've been doing this for 78 years, supporting all of San Antonio and surrounding areas, so we'll be able to get you taken care of.